So we're done with the respiratory system. We will now proceed to another important system in our body, which is what we call the circulatory system. Circulatory system is also known as the cardiovascular system. It is the life support structure that nourishes your cell with nutrients from the food you eat and oxygen from the air you breathe. This system is also called the body's transport system because it transports nutritive fluid like blood and waste material like carbon dioxide all throughout our body. Circulatory system is just like highways that you can see on the road. Highways are composed of different arrangement of lanes, avenues, and streets which are connected with one another, but one place or community keep them alive. Comparing highway to our circulatory system, the community of cells sustain our body to keep alive. Our circulatory system has different functions. So let us study this function one by one. The number one function of the circulatory system is for the nutrients and oxygen to be transported in different cells of our body. Oxygen and nutrients are very significant factors in our lives. We all need oxygen to stay alive. What do you think will happen if there is insufficient amount of energy in our body? Anyone? As I said a while ago, minutes without oxygen is fatal. A person will die without it. We also need nutrients. Where do you think these nutrients came from? Yes, correct. It came from the food we eat. We need nutrients from the food for us to have energy in doing tasks every day, like cooking, cleaning, studying, running, walking, or buying in the supermarket. That's why our circulatory system is the life support structure of our body because the primary components to stay alive is to have enough oxygen and nutrients in our body. And that is the job of our circulatory system to deliver these nutrients and oxygen all throughout the body for us to have enough energy in performing our daily tasks and most importantly to stay alive. Aside from that, another function of our circulatory system is that waste materials inside our body are being transferred to respective organ wherein they should be ejected. There are waste inside our body that are needed to be taken out of our body like the carbon dioxide. One of the job of our circulatory system is to deliver carbon dioxide to the lungs so that it will be eliminated because we don't need carbon dioxide. All the air that we need is the oxygen. Aside from that, one of the functions of our circulatory system is to sustain balance in our body and to maintain the normal body temperature. Another one is that our circulatory system defends our body against harmful bacteria which can be a source of illnesses or diseases. Our body has a defense mechanism against harmful bacteria and viruses which can harm our body and bring diseases. We all need to be healthy, most especially in this pandemic time. You know, our circulatory system is so great because it protects us against bacteria and keeping our body in a good shape. Our circulatory is not only transporting vital materials all throughout our body, but it also guarding us from harmful bacteria so that our health and safety would be secured. Yes, it is the job of our circulatory system to keep us safe. But at the end of the day, we are the one who are still in control of our body. So, if you want to prolong your life and to avoid diseases, most especially in these difficult times, how are you going to do that? Of course, by staying at home, eating healthy foods, by exercising, and by following the guidelines from the adult like your parents and your teachers. Are you now familiar with the function of circulatory system? Can you cite one of the job of circulatory system? Anyone? Please give me one function of our circulatory system based on what we have discussed a while ago. Okay, let me call someone from my master list. I hope you appreciate how important the circulatory is in keeping us alive. So the next question is how this system of our body perform its job. Do you want to know how? Let us now explore the different parts that compose our circulatory system. Let us study also the duty of each part. First in line is the blood vessel. So what is blood vessel? Blood vessel carries the blood all over your body. And there are three kinds of blood vessels, the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries. Blood vessel carries or moves your blood all over your body. It is the one that transports the blood to different organs and parts of your body. Take note, there are three kinds of blood vessels, the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries. So how do they differ from one another? The three kinds of blood vessel. Let us know. First in line is the arteries. Arteries transport oxygenated blood away from the heart towards the cell, tissues, and other organs of the body. What do you mean by oxygenated blood? Let us hear the answer later. One type of blood vessel are the arteries. Its job is to carry blood away from the heart. To where? From the heart towards the tissues, to the cell throughout your body, except for the pulmonary artery. So when we say oxygenated blood, that is the blood that is oxygen rich or carries more oxygen. So class, God is so good because He made our arteries to be thick and to have an elastic walls so that it can withstand against the pressure due to the rapid motion of the blood. And another kind of blood vessel are the veins. Veins carry deoxygenated or the oxygen poor blood to the heart. A while ago, we mentioned oxygenated, which is oxygen rich. In the opposite side, deoxygenated is what we call oxygen poor blood. Another type of blood vessel are the veins, which carry or transport blood that is high in oxygen coming from the tissues or cells of different body organs to the heart. And the last kind are the capillaries. These are the smallest blood vessels that connect smallest arteries to smallest veins. This is also the actual site where nutrients from the food and gases are being swapped or exchanged. It is where veins and arteries are being connected with one another. So those are the three types of blood vessels that keep our blood from moving or from flowing all over our body while delivering the vital nutrients and gases for us to stay alive. So blood vessel is very important because it is the site, it is also the place wherein the blood can flow all throughout our body so that all the nutrients and gases will be received by different organs of our body. So, we are done with the blood vessel. Blood vessel is one of the major components of our circulatory system and it has three kinds. I mentioned it a while ago. The number two or the second component, major part of our circulatory system is the blood. It transports the materials all over the body. When you say transport, it delivers the materials all over our body. What are the materials? Let us know. Let us know the answer. One of the major part of our circulatory system is the blood, which deliver or transport materials all over the body. What are those materials that are being carried by the blood? These are the nutrients and oxygen that are needed for us to stay alive. Take note, there are three kinds of blood vessel. The red blood cell or the RBC, the white blood cell or the WBC, and the platelets. And the third major part of our circulatory is the heart. The heart pumps the blood to flow all throughout our body. So it is very important because it is the one that forces or pumps the blood to flow into or all throughout our body. But do you know how big is your heart? Do you know the big role of your heart in our body? So to discover the answers to those questions, let us study all together the composition, functions of the heart. Our heart is a muscular organ that pumps the blood all throughout your body. It is big as your fist. Look at your fist now. That is how big your heart is. Your heart has two pumps. It pumps to the left and it pumps to the right. Each pump has chambers. So all in all, there are four chambers. The two atria and the two ventricles. Let us see. These are the four chambers of the heart. Why four chambers? Because two atria and two ventricles. The atria is the plural form. The singular is the atrium. Ventricles, that is what we call the pumping chamber. Atria, on the other hand, are the receiving chamber. Atria is called the receiving chambers of the heart because it accepts blood from the body and from the lungs. Atria is the plural form. It means two atrium, the left and the right atrium. The right atrium receives blood from the body and the left atrium receives blood from the lungs. Ventricles, however, is called the pumping chamber simply because it pumps the blood to the lungs and to the body. We also have two ventricles, the left and the right. The right ventricle pumps the blood to the lungs and the left ventricle pumps the blood to the body. So those are the function of the atria and the ventricles. Let us know where are they located. Here in this figure, you can see where the atria and ventricles are. As you can see, there are many subdivisions of our heart. This figure represents the major division of the heart. As I mentioned a while back, the heart has two chambers, the upper and the lower. The atria are found at the upper chamber that receive the blood from the veins, while the ventricles are found at the lower chamber that drives or forces the blood out into the arteries. As you can see, there is a valve in between each atrium and ventricle. What is the job of that valve? That is to stop the blood from flowing backwards. In short, valve has the power to control the flow of the blood into the heart and out to the aorta and pulmonary artery. Valves act as a one-way doors to maintain the blood in flowing in only one direction. So valve is very important because it keeps the blood in flowing in only one direction. So we also have three types of circulation: the pulmonary, the coronary, and the systemic. Pulmonary looks like this. It is the motion or movement of the blood from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart. That's why it is called pulmonary, between the heart and the lungs. The second type is the coronary circulation, which is the movement of the blood throughout the tissues of the heart. So, coronary within the heart only. And the last is the systemic circulation, which came from the word system, meaning the movement of the blood from the heart to the rest of the body, excluding the lungs. Excluding the lungs because the lungs is already involved in the pulmonary circulation. So those are the three circulation: the systemic, coronary, and the pulmonary circulation. Okay? I hope you enjoy our lesson and you get all the lectures that we have today.